my week in the life with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6. And before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe here, as that really helps me out on the channel. And just like that, let the week begin. And today's my first day of using the Galaxy Z Flip 6. And the first thing I notice is the nice build quality in the hand. It feels so much nicer than the Z Flip 5, especially because of the matte edges at the side of the phone. And it felt so good to the touch that I did not expect it to feel this good. And the second thing I noticed is that it does not get hot and toasty, especially compared to my Z Flip 5. Because on the Z Flip 5, any kind of intense activity at all will make that phone heat up, but that is not the case here on the Z Flip 6. Today I mostly spent time with the Z Flip 6, shooting my setup guide and unboxing video. I set up the phone exactly how I wanted it. I shot all the footage that I needed for the video, and amazingly, at the end of the day when I checked my screen on time, I got about 6 hours, which is the highest I have ever gotten on a Z Flip device. I still had about 19% left, which meant I could have pushed this to about 7 hours of screen on time, which is crazy to me. As you can definitely notice, I am impressed with the battery life I've gotten so far. And while I did not get tons of photos today because I was mostly shooting in the studio, you can see some of the photos I took in the studio right here. I look forward to tomorrow and getting more photos tomorrow as well. Okay, today is day 2 and I spent most of the day in bed sick, which is ideally not great, but it meant that I got to use the phone a lot. I was on Twitter, replied to YouTube comments, used Instagram, Reddit, and I even watched Demon Slayer here on the Z Flip 6. And at the end of a day where I was just stuck in bed, I managed to get a whopping 9 hours of screen on time here on the Z Flip 6. And even when I plugged in the phone to charge, one thing I noticed was that it did not even get warm to the touch when it was charging, which is a stark contrast to the Z Flip 5. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. I have to get some rest. Day 3 of using the Z Flip 6, and today I shot more footage for my unboxing and setup guide of the phone. I also used the phone to browse Twitter, Threads, reply to YouTube comments, and Instagram as well. And at the end of today, I have football, which is a great time to test the camera. I have all my kit with me here. Excited. I think this is one of the nice things about living in the city. I can just hop on a train. Been sick for a couple of days now, so hopefully I can be able to shake off some of those sickness with some activity right here. Just finished playing football. Got the man Shaher here.
He scored like 15 goals?
Yeah, of course, you know.
Just that.
Yes. Okay, just came back from football. Football was great. But let's talk about the video that I recorded today. And one thing I noticed with almost all of the clips was that it felt like they were not stabilized. Like on viewing the clips on my phone here, and even when I look at it on my computer, it feels very wobbly and it looks like as if there is no stabilization turned on for some reason. Like, what's up with that? Hopefully this is what I can check back on later, and I will definitely share with you what I find out. And after a day where I mostly use my phone for browsing social media, shooting tons of videos from my football vlog, and watching a show on my way back home, I got a total of 6 hours 43 minutes of screen on time, which is really impressive. Like, it still blows my mind that I'm able to get this good of battery life here on the Z Flip 6. Day 4 of using the Z Flip 6, and I started the day mostly very slow because I was still recovering, but in the evening I decided to run for my mental health. Today is a very humid and hot day here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, as it always is almost every single day. I'm going on my daily runs, so I'm just going to bring you guys on my daily run. I think I'm on the 1X camera now. Just for fun, I switched to the ultra wide 0.6x camera, as you can see there. I definitely like this point of view more, especially for, like, you know, stuff I'm doing like this, which is more recording day in the life. And if there's one thing about Samsung, is that they will change advertising like really quickly. Like, for example, this is in front of the KLCC Petronas Towers. You can already see there Flip 6. So quick, man. How do they do all of this so quick? It's insane. Crazy. How are the footage from the Z Flip 6? Let me know in the comments down there below. But yeah, I always love it when I go running. Since you're watching this video, I will let you in on a little secret here, right? So I was supposed to get the Galaxy Watch Ultra already at this stage, so I'm supposed to actually have been testing it. But as you can see, this is not the Galaxy Watch Ultra because according to the Samsung rep, it never got delivered to them, so they could not deliver it to us, which is a bummer because I would have loved testing it like now that I'm running right now. But nothing to fear. I think I should get it in the next week or two. So let me know what requests you have for the Watch Ultra in the comments down below. But yes, and on getting back from my run, I definitely know that there is something up with the video stabilization. I do not think this thing is stabilized. I also noticed some weird camera quirks here on the Z Flip 6. Okay, let's start with video stabilization first. And on reviewing the clips, the video is warpy as well, and it's very uncomfortable to look at. I mean, just look at the edges of these videos. So like any normal human will do, I go into the settings, and under video mode, I discovered that the video stabilization is shockingly grayed out with the error that it is not available in this video size. So yes, I was right. There was something off about it. And I think the main culprit here, which I've identified, is because I'm shooting in UHD 60 frames per second. And when I change it to UHD 30 frames per second, I now have stabilization again. So pro tip, if you want stabilized footage on your Z Flip 6, make sure that you are on UHD 30 and not UHD 60. Now, why did I choose UHD 60? Well, because I thought that I could get the best quality and still get stabilization, but apparently not. You have to only be in UHD 30 mode here. Another quirk I noticed is that if I want to record videos in 16:9, which is videos that are landscape like this so that you can watch on YouTube, there are a few things and settings you have to mess with here on the Z Flip 6, and it's not as intuitive. So which means that if I want to record a video that is wide like this, I actually have to hold it in the other direction because of the maximum resolution that I can use in the natural position that I want to use it is only in full HD. It doesn't support 4K. To be able to shoot in 4K, I had to select 9:16, then flip the phone sideways. But the problem with that is that there is now my tendency to hit the power button on the left side of the phone there, and sometimes I just stopped the video recording. So that's something to take into account if you want to record 16:9 videos here on the Z Flip 6 in 4K. Recording day in the life. And this is particularly frustrating because we had the same kind of limitation on the Z Flip 5 as well. And I thought they would have fixed it here on the Z Flip 6, but apparently not. So when you want to record on the outside screen right there on the flex window, you are really limited to some modes that you can use and some modes that you cannot use, which I think is very frustrating, especially for me when I just want to be able to get the best quality when I'm on the go, like when I went running today. Okay, the video I was recording just now just like quit because when I put my pinky on the phone when I'm recording, sometimes I accidentally hit the power button, which locks the phone, which stops the recording. So that's something to take note of. Today is day 5 and I finally managed to kill the battery of the Z Flip 6. If I sound excited, it's because I kind of am. I guess, you know, coming from the Z Flip 5 and having that not be a whole day battery and having this not die on me every single day for the past 5 days, and then today it died on me almost at like I think 5 p.m. made me feel kind of normal. And today I would say the battery drained abnormally fast, at least faster than usual. But you know what? I'm not even going to investigate it because I'm just going to take it. You know what? I'm just going to take it. Now today I went out and I took lots of photos, and here are some of the photo samples as you can see on screen right now. Today, thankfully, the video should not be very warpy because I turned on stabilization, and it's very loud around me here actually, so I'm not sure how the noise rejection is going to be or how the pickup is going to be. But yeah, this is me just finally getting stable footage on the Z Flip 6 at night, and with the wide angle camera right there. And just for fun, I'll switch to the 1X camera as well. I think the 1X camera really looks very good. Like, there's a decent separation in the background there, which looks nice. I'm going to switch back to the wide angle, and of course this is a more lower light scenario, and of course there's all these street lights up above me. But yeah, let me know what you feel about the Z Flip 6 here. I'm very excited. I got that stabilization working finally. And I have to say, I've been impressed by the camera here on the Z Flip 6. Now, we get that new 50 megapixel main camera here, and we really get the benefit, because at 2x you get a digital zoom, which in most cases is imperceptible, and I defaulted to using that most of the time. The 4x zoom or even 10x zoom are pretty rough though, and I would not recommend you use any of these modes. Running again, we're trying this wide angle with stabilization, thankfully this time. And yeah, tell me if you've noticed as much of a difference as I have. But again, I'm running with the twin towers in the background there, and yeah, just really loving my run. I really love running, as you can tell. It's my second day running in a row. But yeah, Z Flip 6. What else can I say except what I'm saying? Man, this feels like, when you have to meet like a word limit for your assignment, so you just keep like saying words just to pad out the assignment. That's exactly how it feels like here. But yeah, let me know what you feel of the quality here of the Z Flip 6 finally with stabilization. Okay, so for scale, this is 0.5 and this is 1x right there. And the 1x camera looks good here. I mean, obviously it's a whole lot more cropped in, but it looks very nice. And the 0.5x is also not bad at all. And this is me just running in the park with the back camera. This is the ultra wide, and if I switch to the wide here, 1x, and this is the wide, you can see it clears up quite a bit, and thankfully it's a whole lot more stable now. And yeah, I'm just now running in the park here, and it's kind of dark in this section that I am. Of course there are some lights up there, but I'm using the ultra wide. As you can see, if I switch to the main camera, it should clear up a little bit more, and I'm going to switch back to the ultra wide. Yeah, oh my god, we've been praying for days like this. But yeah, this is how the camera is going to look in mid to low light conditions here. Tell me what you feel. How is the color holding up? How is the light holding up? I'm just going to switch back to the 1x there. You can see it really clears up. Like, the 1x is really nice. It's just not that wide. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Again, this is another dark area of the park right here. You can see the twin towers in the background there. I'm going to switch to the main camera now. So it's a 1x. You can see it really cleans up. I keep saying that, but that's because I see the effect here on the phone. And then if I switch back to the 0.6x right there, it has that GoPro look. It looks really nice, not gonna lie. Getting into some area with light to see how it handles light as well. And boom, if you're wondering how it handles flaring, then there you go. And there's a camcorder mode here, so let's test it with the twin towers. We start at 0.6x and we go all the way in. That is 1x. You can see that little bit of a stutter there, and we're still going. That is 2x, 4x, 7x, and finally 10x right there. So if you're wondering how the camcorder mode is going to be at night, well, there you go. This is 10x right here. Now let me bring it back slowly. So this is 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and finally 0.6. As you can see, there is a little bit of a sort of stutter when it switches from the wide, ultra wide to the wide angle. But yes, let me know what you feel about the camcorder mode here at night. And at the end of today, I only managed to get 3 hours of screen on time on the Z Flip 6, which is really bad compared to what I've been getting since the first day I've been using this. But you know what? I'll give it a pass for today. I'll give it a pass. And after 7 days, practically a week with the Z Flip 6 right here, what are my thoughts about this device in general? Number one, I would have to say, holy, they did it. They fixed the battery life. Like, this now is a full day phone without any problems. I used to have so much battery anxiety with the Z Flip 5, I remember so clearly, but here on the Z Flip 6, zero, nada. Like, even when I'm like 50% sometimes, I go outside the house because I know that I'm still going to get home with good battery life. Like, that is insane. Next is the camera, and yes, the camera here has definitely been very much improved. I really liked that we now have that 50 megapixel mode here. This meant that there was a lot of flexibility for me when I used the 2x mode that is now included, and some of the photos I now take with the upgraded camera is so much better than what I remember on my Z Flip 5. And unlike the Z Flip 5 specifically, where I felt it was about 80% there, this one is about, I would say, 95% there now. Performance here is a massive win. Now, you know, they have the vapor chamber cooling here on the Z Flip 6, which is the first that they've ever put in a flip line, and it actually shows because, you know, whether I'm charging the phone or I'm using different intense apps such as my camera, I rarely ever got this phone to heat up as much as it was on previous iterations of this phone. And believe me, even when I thought it was going to, you know, get hot when I'm charging it, it did not get hot at all. So yes, it might seem like it's just hype, but the vapor chamber cooling here does and is absolutely worth it. We also have the upgraded RAM, which, to be honest, I did not notice it much in everyday use, apart from when I was like editing video on this device. And to be honest, I did not do much of video editing yet on the Z Flip 6 specifically. This week has mostly been just taking photos and taking videos, so this is what I hope to bring you in my long-term review of the Z Flip 6. And in conclusion, if you're watching this video up until this stage and you're wondering, should you pull the trigger? Have you been considering it? Do you have the Z Flip 5? Do you think the Z Flip 6 is worth it? I would say absolutely it is. There are just so many upgrades in tiny sections, as you have seen from day one up until now, that add up to making this finally a phone that feels complete. And I cannot wait to bring you more content about the Z Flip 6. So please definitely let me know in the comment section down there what kind of content you want me to make about this device right here. And while you are there, make sure you hit a like, subscribe, as that helps me out here on the channel. I also have PayPal or memberships here on YouTube in case you want to support me over the long term, as that will help me out a lot. But until the next time, don't forget to stay awesome. Text me when you get home so I know you got home safe. I've been your captain of awesome. This is Geekception, and I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to stay awesome. Bye. And I am in KL City now, heading back home after an event, and yeah, it's a bright day out. It's a very sunny day out because Kuala Lumpur is very hot. But how's it going? What's going on with you? What's going on in your life? Let me know in the comments down there below. And I'm going to get out of the sun because it really is very hot.